Hello, Taurus. I want to welcome you to your love reading for the month of December. And without further ado, let's start your reading, okay? Oh wow, the fountain, and the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Wands. Wow, Taurus, this month is going to be spectacular for you. So the fountain in the Fountain Tarot, which is the name of this deck that I'm using, it's a very popular deck. A lot of people like it. It's particular because it has an extra card, which is the Fountain card. This card represents the universe. That force that links us all together. It represents the least common denominator among all the things that exist, which is energy. To me, that's what God is. Of course, that's my personal definition. But this is what the fountain is. Where we all come from. Which is the reason why I named my channel Star Stuff Tarot, because we are star stuff. That's what Carl Sagan said once, right? We are star stuff, and that has always stuck with me. It's always been with me, and every time I look at life and the situations that we deal with, I always I think to myself, I am star stuff. We are all star stuff. We look at the skies and we think of the greatness of the planets and the stars that exist outside of us, but we are part of this. We are not alien to any of that. We are natural to this universe. So that is the sense that I get from the fountain. It's the oneness, the union, the being part of the whole. So the Wheel of Fortune, there is an element of fate to the Wheel of Fortune. And so I feel that being right next to the Ace of Wands, which is also the card of beginnings, and this is about taking action, beginning an action, being diligent about starting something. This tells me that there will be a fateful event that will set you off on your new... your love relationship or your love life will take a turn. It's gonna make a left somewhere instead of making a right. And so, in order for you to navigate what the universe is going to throw at you, you might need to bring order and structure into your life. And that means that you might have to journey within yourself in order to slash your dragons and slay your demons. this month, this month of December, of all the readings that I've done, I've noticed that there is this theme of conquering oneself. And I keep going back to this idea that, to me, December, because it is the month that ushers in the winter season, it has a very dark undertone and sort of like very underworld connotation to it, because things are dying. The last little greenery and little trees and little things that are alive in nature are retreating and are going into hibernation and are dying down and are losing their leaves and are going away. They're disappearing because everything will be covered by winter. When we think of winter, that is the picture that we have in mind. Because on the tropics, of course, we don't have winter, so we don't associate that image. Because winter is a very specific concept. So, of course, if you live in a tropical environment, you might not identify with that picture. But then again, that would mean that you don't really have a winter. At least not in this sense, right? So this energy is very abundant. It's permeating all of the readings. So there is a sense of transformation that I feel. And I guess oh wow. This is quite strong. I see you charging ahead and facing up to the challenge. Taurus, it looks like you will be pretty disciplined. And, well, this is the thing about Tauruses. You know what you want in love. You know what you need in love, and you know what you're willing to put up with and what you're not willing to put up with. And that takes a certain kind of discipline. And it's a certain kind of discipline represented by the King of Swords. Okay? So here, it seems to me like there is an air sign showing up somewhere. It could also mean that there is a fire sign showing up somewhere. This person, or it could be two people, and thus the Two of Swords showing up here, meaning that you're gonna have issues making choices. Also, if you've been feeling isolated, that's going to change. Whatever the universe is bringing into you is going to be something. It's going to feel fast and precautious, and it's going to feel loop-sided, and it's going to feel awkward, and it's going to feel impertinent. There is going to have, like, the situation is going to have this quality of being a nuisance. So it's going to have it. You're going to have to be tolerant, and you need to understand that you are dealing with this situation in your love life because you need a change. Okay? And most likely it looks like to me that this is a change that you wanted. It's probably something that you've been asking for and that you've been trying to materialize, and that's why the fountain card shows up here, because you're finally being given what you asked for. Now, just because it is given to you, just because fate is playing a role, and because the universe is intervening, doesn't mean that you are just going to close your eyes and let the cards fall wherever they may fall, or let the coins fall wherever they may fall. You do have to be aware and become conscious of what is the right thing to do and make the right choice. You might feel a little bit out of whack, and that might throw you off balance, which is quite an uncomfortable position for a Taurus, because Taurus are very centered. You guys have your feet planted firmly on the ground, and that is one of the most characteristic qualities of Taurus. So at some point you might have to get out of your comfort zone and start taking on qualities of an earth sign at some point. You might have to be pungent and incisive and swift. You're gonna have to move your mountain and move it fast. So here it is, okay? The universe is handing out to you whatever you want it to, okay? The Wheel of Fortune here tells me that you are materializing something that you've been wanting passionately. So it is finally arriving, okay? But you have to work. You have to work for it. You can just sit on your laurels because it's something that the universe is going to be handing out to you. There is going to be some discomfort because this situation brings changes. There's going to be a lot of movement. You're going to feel a shift. You're going to feel an urge to take action. So you have to be sharpened on your feet in order to not be paralyzed by the decisions that you have to make. Because this can cause a lot of anxiety. This shifting about. Because sometimes we have these huge expectations about things. And just the thought of one getting all these great things that we want can be terrifying, because sometimes we just don't know how to behave. So this is why you have to be sharp. Your mind will probably have to go on override. You'll have to think on your feet when the opportunity approaches. Okay? And I get the feeling that it will be this fire sign that's going to keep you on your toes. They might be someone that you might find to be a little bit of a challenge. And because it's moving you outside of your comfort zone, you might feel a little bit annoyed by the whole situation. But that is good, because in order to help you grow, in order to help you also develop your love life, you might have to deal with those annoyances. So, if you have been feeling isolated, and you've been single for a while, and you've been wanting to start a relationship, but you haven't started any, not because you haven't had the opportunity, but because you have realized that the people that were coming towards you weren't really what you wanted, you can forget, you can leave all of that behind, because now what's coming, it's going to be what you have desired. The problem is that it's going to come with challenges. It's not going to be that easy. Again, you're going to have to slay some dragons and banish off some demons. You have a little bit of work to do here now on this month of December, Taurus. Okay, so this is what I have for you. Don't be too hard on yourself, and prepare for the work ahead, okay? You might feel the repercussions of this of the work that you do during December, moving forward within the beginning of the year. Either way, it's been a pleasure reading for you. I'll let you go with this one. I'll see you